Hello fellow gamers, and welcome to the Gaming Frontier. My name's Jace,
And I'm Chris.
and here are our top releases for the first week of March 2016. To kick off the month, on March 1st, we see the arrival of Farcry Primal on PC. This will be the fifth game in the Far Cry series coming from Ubisoft, with a heavy emphasis on controlling the prehistoric animals at your disposal.
Yeah, I've been keeping my eye on this one recently. I've noticed, I was watching the Beastmaster trailer the other day and noticed you can actually tame a mammoth and ride it around. Seems pretty cool being able to stomp around on a mammoth throughout the land.
Yeah, I guess so, but there are some other animals at your disposal as well, like you got pretty big cats, you know, the saber-tooth, and you got some wolves, I believe.
Cats,
but
though.
I think one thing that stands out for me is probably going to be the badger. You can send it out and tear people's throats out and such. It might not be as grandiose as a mammoth, but still.
That sounds ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, but I like my games like that. Another thing with the game, though, seems to be the tribal system. Seems pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Different times of the day brings out different tribal warriors to come hunting after you. Looks pretty good.
I can imagine that would be quite nice. Sicking your pack of honey badgers on there whilst you club a guy over the head or chuck a few spears at him.
Whatever gets the job done, and I think probably the most entertaining way to do it is with a honey badger. Screw it. You know?
Yeah, I can imagine 5 or 6 of them going at it, raining down spears. That's probably the way to go, isn't it?
Pretty much. I mean, a good focus switch with this game is how they've taken it back to this sort of era where a lot of the weapons that have been available in previous Far Cry games are just non-existent. You know, they've switched up guns and grenades for spears, throwing axes. You got bows as well. It's pretty cool. It's
going to be different. It's definitely going to be a different experience from the previous Far Cry series that have really been focused on guns and shooting things. So yeah,
sure.
I'm looking forward to it.
And drug lords.
Of course, the drug
there
lords.
might be more drugs here and there with herbal medicines, etc. But we'll see, I guess.
Nothing but your Stone Age plants.
That's it. So yeah, keep an eye on that. Releasing on the 1st of March on PC.
The 3rd of March, we'll see the Western release of Black Desert Online on PC. Developed by Pearl Abyss, this is looking to be an MMO like no other. With beautiful graphics and a strong focus on large-scale PvP, this is surely one of the bigger titles to come out of the first quarter in 2016.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of the media gaming community have emphasised the character creation in this game.
Yeah.
It seems very flexible with how you can make your character. You've seen images online where people have made Lady Gaga, Emma Watson. Like,
really?
I'd like to personally make a Bill Murray in there, but
of course you would. Yeah, you wouldn't
going around swinging an axe as Bill Murray. Who wouldn't want that? It's
that does sound like a dream come true. I mean, personally for me, I'm probably looking forward more to the combat. Being a bit of a PvPer myself, the precision aiming style of combat's always been a bit interesting as opposed to the traditional tab targeting. You know, being able to dodge and weave and actually aim your attacks is something that really interests me in MMOs.
Yeah, I mean, at first when I saw the clips of the combat system, it reminded me of a more fast-paced version of Dark Souls. I don't know if that would apply in the final game when we do get around to playing it, but it did look really cool, and it reminded me of other MMOs recently that have done a very similar style of combat system. So, for example, Blade and Soul and Terror as well.
Yep.
They both heralding from Korea. It seems like a very common trend with those MMOs.
Yeah, that Dark Souls point's a very interesting one to make. It'd be good to see how that does pan out.
Yeah.
So yeah, with
maybe less dying. Maybe less dying.
maybe a lot less. Yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Definitely. So with that, you'll be able to pick Black Desert Online up on the 3rd of March, unless of course you are buying into it early. The early access has already started. So, if you thought you liked the look of it and you've already got it, well, you're already in there, so you just got to wait for your friends to get there on the 3rd of March.
Those are our top picks, and here's your summary for the rest of the week's releases. On the 1st, Maximum Games' third-person stealth action game Alekine's Gun will be available digitally on all platforms in the US. However, Europe will only be seeing the PC Steam version. There are currently no finalised dates for physical or digital versions of the game on console yet. As mentioned in our top picks, however, for this week, Cry Primal will be available to all PC gamers on the 1st.
For all you fighting game fans, we will see the release of BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma Extend on the PC on the 2nd of March. Moving on to the 3rd now, we'll usher in the Western release of Black Desert on PC, MMO from Korean developers Pearl Abyss and the one we were talking about just earlier. And if you've not quite had your fill of alien fighting games from XCOM 2, or you're looking for something a little bit more personal, then you can get your hands on ET Armies, an FPS published by Merge Games.
On March 4th, we see a host of games and DLC being released. NetherRealm Studios' Mortal Kombat X gets an extra large helping of content with the release of the Mortal Kombat XL expansion. Unfortunately, this is only available for the PS4 and Xbox One, so sorry PC gamers. On the same day, developers Quantic Dreams are bringing Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls remastered for the PS4, but expect to see more remasters as the PS3's The Witch and the 100 Knight by Nippon Ichi Software is getting a revival edition, also coming to the PS4. Moving on to the Wii U now, players will be able to get their hands on the remastered version of Twilight Princess in its high definition form, Twilight Princess HD, and to cap off the 4th list of releases, we'll be seeing a PC boxed release for Excalibur Games, Better Late Than Dead. And with that, concludes our list of releases for this week. On occasion, we may see a game that interests either me or Chris but is unobtainable within the borders of the UK. That is why we've dedicated a special section of our video to these games. This week, on the 3rd of March in Japan, Bandai Namco are to release the 3rd installment of the Gundam Breaker series, available for both PS4 and PS Vita. The game plays similarly to other Gundam games in the series, whereby it is an arena-based fighter using various mechs featured throughout the series. Being a Gundam fan, I know I personally will be looking forward to this title.
And that's a wrap on the releases in March. There are a few games that we're still not sure when they're releasing, so if any of those interest you, be sure to keep an eye on our Facebook /TGFrontier and our Twitter @TGFrontier. And of course, if you notice things that we may have missed, do let us know in the comments below and we'll address them in the write-up on our blog. If you like what we're doing, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for future weekly updates. Thank you for watching and we'll see you next time.